We're back in session again, and again, like I said, I've had constant communication with Tom, and it was just another one of our good phone calls. So we, accept and want some public input, but I have to say that there is work to be done in a short amount of time. I'm not going to bother with dropping any kind of a time limit. I think that we all kind of know what we have to do, what the job at hand is. I'm not sure what benefit it will be for people to get up and yell at us for them to resign or anything, although yell away if you want to yell at us. I can take it. So maybe a few comments if you have something on your mind and a question that we maybe can answer. So yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I don't really know. I just want to constructive. So I like to think about now you've got power. You do have tremendous power. It's always good to use the power when you have the power. So is it possible? I know that the management team has said we won't come back unless Strang is out. So you play this out, you wait until, end of business today, whatever, play it out however you want to play it out. Then you basically say to the managed team, we've got him 2-1, because you've got a majority now, right? So you can ram everything through you need that is good and right for the mountain, for this business to get it back on track. Because that's the end goal, right? You want to get it back on track, get people back to work. And now the public's watching. I know the management team doesn't want to come back and work for him, but they're technically, at least in the interim, until the delegation appoints new people, ordering for you two.
So,
I say we recognize the comments and that they will be made available for the management team to hear.
Okay.
Cool.
And Denise?
And just, I would want to be assured if I were in their shoes, that it wasn't going to be, same shit, different day, quite frankly. And I just say, now the public's paying attention, and they've got you two as allies, so.
yes.
All right, so I think I agree with that. The more time we waste here, all of us talking, is less time we're using productive means. Everybody needs to get on the phone, demand Strang to resign. You need to get on the phone with your county delegation members, push through what's going on and let them know the urgency of this matter. If we don't do that, we're just wasting our time here. We need to get Tom Day and his team back ASAP, and I don't think we should spend much more time here talking about it. We need action. I've been calling for his resignation for over a week now, so I'm doing my part. It's up to you guys now, Val.
Somebody doesn't know who you are. Can you please
Oh,
identify?
Representative Mike Wars in Laconia.
Okay. I'm going to go to the gal with that.
Would it be okay, my 13-year-old daughter prepared something to say, she worked really hard on this morning, and she'd like to speak, if that's okay with you?
Yes.
I know things have changed since she wrote this morning, but with your permission, she'd like to talk. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. My name is McKenna Howard, and I'm an avid skier. Gunstock?
This should go to Mr. Strang right here.
Gunstock is my playground in my backyard. This mountain is my family and my home. I have made many friendships here that will last forever, and proudly say I ski for Gunstock Ski Club. I learned the magic carpet, just like many of you here. Of course. Oh, all right. It's like, Mom, you suck right now. I'm so sorry.
Of course, I wanted to go on the big chairlift. I spent my days at Penny Patu. Not as many as my mom wanted because I wanted to go on Smith and go straight down as fast as I could. Sorry if I hit you. The feeling of going fast is so amazing. Just 2 days ago, my mom explained to me what was happening at Gunstock, and that we needed a plan B on where to ski this winter. I don't want a plan B. I want to travel 3 minutes down the road to my mountain where the car doesn't even have time to warm up. I want to say hello to the amazing parking attendants and get in the front row at least close to panorama. Wave to the groomer that is finishing up as I freeze walking to the clubhouse, hoping not to slip on the ice while carrying my super heavy skis and bag. Don't worry, my bag is a great airbag when I fall. Over the last 3 ski seasons, things have changed for our world. But I had Gunstock as a place to go. I walked on the boardwalk, rode my bike all around, hiked, listened to the fireworks on New Year's Eve, and skied my heart out. My mom keeps telling me that the adults will figure it out. Well, I'm here to say, figure it out. Please, open the mountain back up and listen to what people want, not what you want. Because this is our mountain. I know the 2 of you are trying, and thank you so much. Hopefully, the delegates are listening too, and also Dr. Strang. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, McKenna. That's a lot of bravery.
Yes, sir.
With Dr. Strang, or Mr. Strang, or whatever he wants to call himself, walking out on 2 sessions of the GAC meeting, does that constitute dereliction of duty? I mean, in the older days, when I was in the Navy, we got keel called for that. So, what's his status? He doesn't participate in the meetings when he doesn't get his own way? Is there anything that can be done? Obviously, the delegation probably has to do that. But the fact that he's walked out and refuses to complete his task, can he just be good cause?
That is a wonderful question, and thank you for your comments. And what is your name?
Mark Corey.
Thank you for your service to our country.
Well,
Great question for the delegation, and we've also posed that question to the AG, and so continue asking questions and demand answers.
Yes, ma'am.
So with Ness, who is the chair, leaving, does that make Strang now the chairman? Or what happens with that? Who's the chair of the committee?
That's a wonderful question. Hopefully by 5 we'll have a really solid answer for you. A
What's your
good
name?
answer. We
Want my full name?
yeah.
James Sisti.
Perhaps we can ask him when he resurfaces what his thoughts are on that.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Paula Tracy, I'm a reporter for In-Depth New Hampshire, and I have a question about how we might know at 5 o'clock or thereafter what has happened.
That is a good question. Maybe at the end of this, you can get me contact information. I know I have a few of the reporters in the room. Do you work with Tom Caldwell? and
Yes,
Gail?
I'm replacing him this week. He's
Okay, so
away.
I do have Gail's contact information as well. Gail Wilbur,
Okay,
she,
I'll give you my information. 'cause
perfect,
I'm not-
after the meeting or the card or something.
Okay.
It is our hope that the leadership will step up in such a way that it'll be completely obvious to you. That is our hope.
By
Yes, sir.
leadership, do you mean Norman Mike?
I'm referring to, when I'm referring to leadership, yes, I am referring to the people who are under obligation for responsibility to maintain and promote this mountain, which is us and the people who put us in this position, who are supposed to exercise oversight over our actions and make sure that we're in compliance with our duties and our responsibilities to this mountain, all of those people. And if you are not sure of how to reach those people or have more questions about their role, you can certainly go on the Belknap County website, and I believe you can reach them through their contact information, which is listed there.
Okay, all their emails are on there.
Yeah, emails and phone numbers are on there.
Interesting that the word gets out, because I'm getting text messages from, I don't know the numbers, but I believe they're delegation members. And what are you and Jade asking from delegation members? So, perfect.
We're actually putting the ball in your court. We would really prefer that we have imparted upon you just exactly how hard we really have worked to do our bit. And so what we're asking is for you to speak your minds and advocate your interests on behalf of this mountain personally, and also to urge them to understand what their role is fully in a leadership position.
Yeah, let me add that the time to schedule the meeting that train has left the station. Okay, there is no time legally for them to have a proper meeting of removal, okay? The issue and the job at hand is, again, as I said earlier, for us political geeks, I guess, we need Barry Goldwater's, okay? It would be most appropriate, and I think carry a lot of weight, if the chairman of the delegation, and along with Norman Silver, if those two could find it within themselves to understand the severity of the situation and make that call to David Strang, I believe that we would have a Nixon-like result in a resignation in due time.
Let me also implore you to understand that they should be thinking about who we would hand the keys to at 5 o'clock today if we're not standing in the way of their inaction anymore and answering for them to you. Is that?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other public comment?
Let me just say that the keys, these are Pat McGonagall's keys. The rest of them are in that bag. And at 5 o'clock, we're either going to be continuing to carry the keys, or I guess we'll hand them to Dr. Strang.
With that, is there any other public comment? Yes.
I'd like to say something. Dr. Strang needs to hear this. How would you feel if you were in our place, being an employee, and having this happen to you? You know, how would you feel about this, and how would you go about your day? You know, if this was to happen to him, would this be a different story? You know, I just want him to know that.
Thank you for your comments.
My name is J.D. Evans.
JD,
Yes.
thank you so much for your comments. Please make sure that Dr. Strang in some way is able to recognize what you're saying via email, or, as I said, this is going to be in public record,
Yeah.
as well as my statement from the start of this meeting.
Is there an email address that we have that, because we know he doesn't use the Gunstock one?
I can't respond to that. I mean, I can't answer for a public official not responding to their email address that they're providing for contact from their constituents.
Call, email, knock on their
So
front
that-
door, do what you have to do to make sure they put enough pressure on to get rid of this guy.
Excuse me, I have a question,
Yes.
comment.
Yeah.
15 years down the line, Mr. Lambert, you were the subject of a cancel movement after you said a bad thing about a bad person. And you retreated. I was the one who had to stand and watch your back as you disappeared into the mist, because I was the one who suffered all the slings and arrows because I was associated with you. And I watched your back. I defended you at every single moment. I find it highly incredible to see you now leading the same kind of cancel movement against Dr. Strang, given that you were the subject of a cancel movement. What do you have to say?
It's quite simple, okay? If we have his back and we dig our heels in, there's no mountain, okay? I took an oath to work for the best interests of the mountain, the staff, the people of Belknap County, and the businesses. I would not be doing this if the situation was this dire, okay? Although maybe I would, because in coming and having to be a part of the activities, in the approach, in the actions of this commissioner as he performed his duties was actually something that made me uncomfortable. And I've got to say, if I was uncomfortable, I can only imagine about how the people that were, you know, that he was tasked to oversee felt, okay? It's time, Skip. I mean, we have no choice. There is no choice. And I don't want to really further state the obvious, okay? We all can see out there. And all I can say is that my grandson, with his missing little tooth, 6 years old, okay, when I was leaving, he says, "Where are you going, Pepper?" Because he's at my office. And I said, "I'm going to Gunstock." And he's like, "Can I come?" And I said, "No, not today." I said, "And you know, we don't ski." He says, "Yeah, well, you know, I can't wait till ski season stops." I'm not going to look that kid in the eye and tell him that I didn't do everything in my power to stop this mountain from closing. And I'm not going to sit here and watch people who act and speak based on their ego and their need to have some kind of say. Do you not understand what's going on? Do you not get it?
I don't care, because I'm not a skier and most people in Belknap don't ski. However, hold on, let me finish.
Hold on, order, please. May I just briefly
So
respond?
what, no, I'm not done. This is a public comment session and I'm not finished. So what you're telling me, Doug, in rousting up the mob, the same kind of mob that came after you, your end justifies your present means. Thank you.
There's a lot that's...
I will just say that my one motivation is to keep the mountain open. I have no other interest, special or otherwise, other than keeping this mountain open. I will apologize for raising my voice, okay, but it is that dire. And you say that people don't ski. What about Pichets? What about Patrick's? What about the hotels? Gunstock Inn? Do you think those people, what do you think happens if this mountain is not functioning this winter?
You know what I see, Doug? And probably you're the only one in the room that's going to get it. Saul Alinsky. And I said
Hold on. My only comment, and I've been at many of the same meetings as you, Skip, and I fully respect that people of the public have a right to be heard. And that is all that we were trying to advocate for on Tuesday. These people are not a mob. Look in their eyes. These are employees. These are members of clubs here. These are people who are taxpayers too. And you know just as well as I that they have an absolute right to be heard for at least 2 minutes. And it was the shortest commission meeting that we have had in months.
I understand that, Jay.
So thank you for your comments. Are there any other comments?
Andy Snap, Tonya. I just want to thank you two again, and this is just from being a mom in the past. Jane, you need to adjourn this meeting so you can go get some lunch.
I couldn't eat if I wanted to. I have not.
I want to thank you again.
In days. Thank you. Mandy? Leslie?
SMAP, S-M-A-P-H.
All right, well, I think it's safe to say that at this moment we can disperse and get back to the business of hopefully praying for this mountain.
Thank you.
Croc TV.